up on Access Tech Live.
Seeing AI comes to Android. Google launches its ChatGPT competitor, and our annual holiday gift guide.
This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo. The latest in tech and accessibility every week. Follow us and get involved now at Access Tech Live.
Hey everyone, welcome along to another Access Tech Live for another week. Another great show lined up for you as we bring you some fun holiday gift ideas for all of the hard-to-shop-for techies in your life. Marc Aflalo is with me, Stephen Scott, as always. How you doing this week, Marc? You all set for the big gift guide show?
I'm a little tuckered out. I'm not going to lie to you. I was, putting all this stuff together today, just getting everything ready for the, you want to make sure that you have a wide variety of gift ideas for everybody out there. The people you don't like, all the way to the people that you love. So it's a task, Stephen. It's a task.
Wow, the people you don't like in your life. Are you going to name names, or are we just going to have to guess for ourselves?
No, that's what social media is for.
Oh, okay, fine, cool. Coming up this week, we're going to be introducing you to our newest and youngest on-site reporter, Marc. Yes, Ollie Acosta Pickering is going to be here reporting for us. Also, Sean Priest joining us as well, host of the Shaun of the Shed podcast, and also, of course, my daily co-host on Double Tap. But before we get to all that, let's get to the headlines with Marc.
Now, Access Tech Live headlines.
Microsoft has announced the general availability of Copilot, formerly called Bing Chat and Bing Chat Enterprise. So what does this mean exactly? Well, it means the product is no longer in beta. It's considered an official release. Copilot's Microsoft AI tool that lets you assist with general questions and summaries, as well as more complex tasks within Office and, of course, the rest of Microsoft's products. Now, Dave Dame is Microsoft's Senior Director of Product Accessibility for Windows and devices, and he joined us earlier this year to talk about some of the accessibility benefits.
It's the awareness, right? It's showing people they don't have to know where to look for the information. They can just simply ask. So the first step is really just providing the knowledge. And as we evolve AI and use it further, who knows how much more things will do, sense, and respond, and maybe in the future suggest to users that they might take advantage of these features.
Also, Microsoft News, the company's 2024 roadmap includes new advanced AI features and a new version of Copilot in its next version of Windows. We're expecting to see new groundbreaking AI features like an advanced Copilot integration into everything from the Windows shell, which powers the operating system, to artificial intelligence-powered search and new history and timeline feature. Reports are even saying that we might see a new super high resolution for videos and gaming, and enhanced live captions, AI-powered wallpapers, and potentially an entirely new desktop interface. Now, more Microsoft. They've just announced and launched Seeing AI for the first time on Android devices. Available in 18 languages at launch with up to 36 in 2024, Seeing AI is a free app that narrates the world for blind and low vision users. It supports a variety of daily tasks such as reading your mail, identifying everyday products like money, hearing descriptions of photos, and much, much more. You can get Seeing AI now on Android right now from the Google Play Store. Just search Seeing AI. SiteTech Global wrapped up today. It's a virtual conference dedicated to fostering discussion amongst technology pioneers on the rapid advances of AI and related technologies and how it will alter the landscape of assistive technology and accessibility. Ned Desmond is the founder and executive producer of SiteTech Global, and he talked with Stephen and Sean on the Double Tap podcast. And among other things, they talked about the success of this year's conference.
Fourth annual SiteTech Global on December 6th and 7th was a great success. We brought together some of the best minds in assistive tech, and particularly as it relates to AI, including Meta's Matt King, APH's Greg Stilson, Amazon's Josh Mealy, and many others, to talk about the rapid advances in AI and their impact, good and bad, on the blindness community. We look forward to producing the event next year, and we're grateful to the thousands of people who turned up to watch the show.
Google's parent company Alphabet has unveiled what it calls the most advanced AI model, and they're calling it Gemini. The ChatGPT competitor is capable of processing various information forms together, including video, audio, and text. Here's VP of Research for Google DeepMind, Oriel Vinyals.
Traditionally, multimodal models are created by stitching together text-only, vision-only, and audio-only models in a suboptimal way at a secondary stage. Gemini is the multimodal from the ground up, so it can seamlessly have a conversation across modalities and give you the best possible response.
The AI model will be available as part of Google's BARD initiative and will come in 3 versions with various processing powers, from data center versions that are super powerful to more compact ones for mobile devices. Finally, Stephen, not really a tech story, but really, really cool nonetheless. TransLink, which is the Vancouver transit system, has finished the installation of Braille signage at over 8,400, you heard me, 8,400 bus stops, making it a Canadian first. The signs include unified English Braille and raised tactile letters, detailing the bus stop ID numbers, routes, bay indicators, and even customer service numbers. On top of that, tactile walking surface indicators are going to be installed or have been installed at TransLink-owned property. The initiative was a collaboration with several accessibility organizations, all designed to enhance TransLink accessibility for those with visual impairments. Great job to TransLink. Amazing story, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely. Great story, and great for safety on the move as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you for that, Mark. Lots of stories to chew over, and goodness, we could be chewing over all of those for the hour, but we're going to be focusing today, of course, on the gift guide. I just want to say to any of my family members watching today, and I don't often say hello, mum, on the show, but I just want to say I'm fine, because a bit of a tech faux pas before we started the show. I was just turning off my Apple Watch just to make sure it wasn't going to go off during the show, and it accidentally set off the siren and also the message send to all my contacts who are on my emergency list to make sure that, you know, they're notified if anything is wrong. Wow, that technology works. And I've also realized my family actually like me because they responded by saying, "Are you dead?" And the answer, just in case you're wondering, is no. So, to our question of the day, and let's talk about this. If money wasn't an object, Mark, and this is a great question, I've got to say, well done to you on this one. If money wasn't an object, what tech would you want for the holidays? That is a tough question, because
it's
tough for us, because we're tech heads, right?
Well, yeah, it's not only is it tough, but I think it got the most amount of responses I've ever seen a question like this before. The variations of things, and we'll sprinkle some of the other ones in. We're going to talk about some at the end, but I'll sprinkle some other ones in throughout the show to give you an idea. So yeah, if money wasn't an object, what tech would you want for the holidays? How do you get involved? Very simple. On all social media platforms, it is at Access Tech Live. You could throw it in the chat on YouTube if you want. You can also email us, feedback@accesstechlive.com, and get involved. Coming up, our annual holiday tech gift guide. After a break, Stephen Scott joins us, and we're going to dive into some pretty cool products. This is Access Tech Live.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back. latest in tech and accessibility. This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Welcome back. So it is the most wonderful time of the year. Yes, that's right, folks. It's time to give out some of our holiday tech gift ideas for those people in your life that you care for, maybe even that you don't care for, as Marc seems to want to remind us this week. Now, who doesn't love a gift guide, especially when we're talking tech, right? And Sean Priest, host of the video podcast Sean of the Shed, co-host of Double Tap with me, of course, joins us to help us through all this. Hi, Sean.
Hello, Stephen. Good to be here.
So, Marc, let's kick in. How are we going to divide this up between the three of us? How are we going to do this?
Well, I mean, let's start by talking about some of those people in your life that you have to buy gifts for. You know, it's like the Secret Santas at the office. You pull a name and you're like, oh, great. What am I going to buy this person? I don't even know who they are. Maybe you don't like them. Maybe you love them, but you don't want to spend too much money. So what I'm saying here is lower cost items. I think that's probably a good place to start, shall we?
Wow. I don't know what to think. I'm going to be very, if I get a gift from you this year, Marc, I'm going to be considering that gift and looking at it very closely to see which list it comes off of. Okay, I'll start off, right, because I've got one for you. For the book lovers out there, there's lots of us who enjoy a book, and lots of people at this time of year often buy book tokens or, you know, gift cards for bookstores. But there are a lot of us out there who might enjoy an audiobook, especially the blind people amongst us, especially those who drive to work, who have a busy commute. They want to listen to a book on the way, relax their way through perhaps a true crime story. So Audible subscription gift cards would be my first one. Now, you can do this in two ways. You can either pay $119 Canadian for the year, or if you want to cheap out, you can just give them 6 months worth of books. That comes in at $85.
That's not a bad price for a year. I mean, a year at 119 versus 85 for 6 months. My daughter would love this. She loves audiobooks. She actually falls asleep to them at night. She plugs them into her iPad, puts on her pods, and listens to audiobooks at night. Don't ask questions about that. I don't know where that started, but she loves them.
Yeah, nothing wrong with an audiobook. Sean, what about you? What would be on your list?
Oh, what's always on my list are the Apple AirTags, $115 for 4. They're a bargain. And more than that, I'm forever mislaying things, keys, bags, kids, whatever it may be. You can attach AirTags to any of these, and when you lose them, simply pick up your smartphone and you can find them again. It's magic.
You know, I actually put these in our vehicles now, too. It helps us find the car when we've parked it somewhere. But also, I've actually heard stories of people using them to track a car when it was stolen, believe it or not. All you need is a thief with an iPhone and you're set.
Well, this might sound like a good idea, although I thought it was a good idea at the time. I actually considered putting one in the back seat of a bus so that I knew when the bus was coming towards me. Then I realized there was already GPS on the bus and you could just find out through an app. So, you know, I could have probably got into a lot of trouble doing that, and I don't advise it.
Is there only one bus in Glasgow, Scotland?
There literally is one bus, yes. There's one single bus, and it never seems to be on time.
Okay, I'll move on to the next one. The Fitbit Inspire health and fitness tracker, only $88 for health nuts out there. You all know a health nut who just loves tracking everything. And the ones who don't have the Apple Watch, you know, you want to look at their wrist and say, okay, what do they have today? Or do they have something that they use? This is a perfect device for tracking, obviously, your heart rate, your steps. And of course, it's a good watch at the same time. And at $88, like, this is not, you know, buy big smartwatch for somebody. It's a great bargain price. Yeah, for maybe that Secret Santa or someone that you kind of like in your life.
Again, you're obsessed. This is really not sounding good. This is people you don't like. I need to have words with you about this in the show. Who are these people in your life that have upset you this way, Marc? We need to talk about this.
I told you, go on social media and you'll figure it out.
Okay, that's where I'm heading after the show. Okay, so, and quick mention to Fitbit, of course, now on the Pixel Watch 2, which is also more accessible that way. If you're blind, for example, you could get more benefit out of that. So that's an alternative there. Sean, I know you love your Amazon Echoes. Any thoughts on a particular device you miit recommend?
Yes, all of them. They are all great. But specifically, I'm going to say the Amazon Echo Pop at $54.99. It's an absolute bargain. And whether you're, new to smart speakers or you want to start your smart home, it's just a really good place to start. It's a really great speaker.
You can't go wrong with an Amazon Echo speaker. And I've got to say, the Pop, I just got a couple of them, actually. I say a couple because they were doing a deal at Black Friday where you would buy 2 and you got a free smart plug. And it actually worked out cheaper than buying 1 Echo Pop. It was ridiculous during the... Yeah. It was like during Black Friday, the sales were just, wow, incredible. Now, speaking of sales, this is one I wanted to throw in here. I'm having a great time here, guys. I hope we're not in a rush for time because I'm here.
No, Stephen, we have got 3-4 hours here. Don't worry about it. Take your time.
Excellent. That's brilliant because I have got so many things. So this one, actually, I'm a modern man, guys. I want to say that. I'm a modern man, metropolitan. I ride the subway. And I am a big fan of cleaning up, keeping the place clean and tidy. And that's why I've chosen the Eufy, and that's spelled EUFY, cordless handheld vacuum. Yes, I am a man who likes to tidy. And this allows you to very easily, vacuum up the crumbs on your desk. Say, for example, you've had a sandwich whilst you've been working at home and, half of it is all over your keyboard. You can clean it up with this. It's a powerful vacuum, though, because sometimes you get these little vacuums and they're not very good. Let's be honest about it. They're not ideal. This one's actually designed for the car, but the design of it is like a wand. So it's much smaller, much more portable. If you're someone with limited mobility, this could be really useful to just be able to vacuum up without having the hassle of having to pull out a big, heavy vacuum cleaner and use it around your home. Price-wise, this is coming in at $85. I think this is definitely something for someone you're trying to tell you need to clean up.
Listen, Stephen, I have one of these in my car. I use it all the time. It's powered by USB, which makes it super handy. And you know what? You just reminded me I should probably get one for each floor of my home. When the dog hair, just kind of think about all the things my kids bring into their rooms, and I'm constantly yelling at them, "Don't eat in your rooms, and you're gonna get it everywhere, and there's gonna be bugs." And this is one of those things that'll definitely make your life a lot easier, I think.
Makes cleaning fun, absolutely. I've got one more, and Sean and I talk about this a lot on Double Tap. In fact, I think he's a bit sick of me talking about this one, but it is one of my favorites. Yeah, okay. It's the table coaster. This is such a great device. So, are you fed up of spilling drinks on your desk, Sean, when, recording a Double Tap podcast? This this is such a useful tool, right? Because what you do is you put the mug inside the table coaster, which is a little wall around sitting on top of a coaster. It doesn't move because it sticks in place, and it keeps your mug safe from accidental knocks. I have never knocked over a mug since I got the table coaster. I think this is just a fantastic thing for anybody, frankly. But, if you can save money by buying this, guys, because if you buy this, you will not then knock over your drink and then completely, destroy your lovely keyboard that you've just bought. And in terms of price, it's like $20. It's nothing.
But how does it work? I mean, I know it looks like a cylinder almost that your mug sits in, so it gives it some height around it. Is it like one of these gyroscope powered things that just stop it from knocking? Like I can imagine, like when I knock over drinks on my keyboard and my desk, it's normally like a tall water bottle or something, and I just forgot the cap on it. Like, can this save me from that?
I'd love to tell you that it's got a gyroscope in it. Actually, it's just a piece of plastic with a bit of adhesive at the bottom. But, it does the job, right? I mean, it's perfect for the purpose, right? I mean, it's exactly that. You put the cup in it. It's got a little hole there so you can slide the cup in, and it will, of course, give you enough room for the handle as well. It's also easier to find and locate because, as a blind guy, and Sean knows this as well, you can't move anything around. Everything has to be in the same place all the time, ideally. And this makes that happen because it's literally stuck to the desk.
I'm just going to glue my cup to my desk.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. That's another way of doing it.
Gents, okay, so yes, you can go to social media, you can see the people I don't like, but there are people that are in my life that I do like. And we're going to come back. We're going to take a quick break. Not only are we going to come back with our youngest correspondent ever on this show, which isn't saying much, but we're also going to talk about a little bit higher priced items, okay? So do stick around. Thank you, Sean Priest, for being here. Thank you, Stephen Scott. Ollie Acosta Pickering joins us next from Ottawa. Stick around.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back. latest in tech and accessibility. This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Access Tech Live. I'm Stephen Scott. Marc Aflalo is with me, and we're back on our annual holiday gift guide episode. Sean Priest is with us this week as well. So, Marc, we've discussed some of the, let's call them lower cost items. That's the way you phrased it, for people that you don't like. Although I thought that was a good list, so I'd be quite happy to get some of that stuff. But let's talk about some items of a bit better value, shall we say.
Oh, so more expensive is what you're saying here.
Yes.
Okay. I love the Beats Studio Pro headphones. These are over-the-ear headphones that come from Beats. But the coolest thing about these headphones, obviously you get them in multiple colors. You know, if there's an audio lover in your life that loves music, you're going to get great quality sound with Beats headphones. The cool thing about these in particular is that they have all the smarts and even better processing than the AirPods Max. So for a fraction of the price of the AirPods Max, which are still like $700 Canadian, for $469, you can get these Beats and get amazing sound, instant pairing with the wireless technology that's on board, the lower latency, the high quality lossless audio over wireless. Obviously, you have your choice of colors, as I said. And honestly, I'm not going to lie, I've tried the AirPods Max versus these Beats Studio Pro, and these sound a little bit better. But that we know, Sean, right, this is subjective, correct?
My ears, literally. I thought the Air Maxes were just the ones to go for. I'm really surprised by this, Mark. Aren't Beats still tuned to be a little bit bassy? Has that gone away now?
They are a little bit bassier, which is something that I don't mind. But don't forget
Your
that
drum and
on
bass,
your
yes.
iOS devices, you can tweak those things. You can still tweak, the EQ, so you can roll off the bass if you wanted to. That's what I do. I love these because they're compact, they fold, they have a nice case, they sound good. They've got all the technology on board, and you gotta tweak the sound on any pair of headphones, I think, in order to fit what your listening profile might be.
That's true. Very true. No, they sound good.
I'm just stunned that you'd even dare to compare them to the AirPods Max, Mark. But okay, fine.
Come on.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. What do you have in mind, Mr. Scott?
Well, I'll be honest. I wasn't thinking that big of a jump, but okay. If that's the kind of level we're going with, I'll throw this one in. Okay. Because you might think that if I said watch to you, you might think, oh, here we go. He's going to mention the Apple Watch, but actually no. Yeah, well, you'd think that, wouldn't you? But no, because I'm going to mention the Bradley timepiece. This is from a company called E1, and it's a really stylish, but it's a practical watch as well. That comes in a range of styles and colors. So you've got your deep black all the way up to rose gold and silver, and there's loads of other colors as well, loads of different strap options. Now, the thing that makes this stand out is it has raised hour markers that actually let you feel the time by touch. It's got a triangular marker for 12. It's got an elongated line segment for the 3, the 6, and the 9. And it's got shorter line segments for the other markers as well. So you can feel the time on it. And 2 magnetized ball bearings travel around the watch face in separate recessed tracks, right? So you've got one track around the center of the watch's face on the top, and that counts as the minute. And then you've got another track around the outside edge for the hour. So to tell the time by touch, you just simply run your finger over the raised hour markers, feeling the markers where the ball bearings are found, and then you can catch up with the time. It's a really beautiful watch, actually, and I think offers a really accessible way for blind people in particular to tell the time without the need of a loud talking watch where you have this thing that you press the button and it goes bong, it's 4:13 or whatever, or on an expensive smartwatch, which is, of course, not accessible to everyone either in terms of price. And it's actually quite attractive to wear out on the town as well. Oh, and did I mention that the box even comes with Braille instructions as well? Sean, is this a watch you would be interested in?
This is the watch that Willy Wonka made. It is just so cool. It's like a contraption. And you're right. I really like the digital watches myself. I still go to the retro calculator watch. I think that's cool. But for other people, and we've talked about this on Double Tap recently, other people want a bit of style. I don't know. Some people, they like fashion and style. And this is exactly that. It's an accessible tactile watch, which is just a bit different. Gives you that little bit of zing to your style. I quite like this one.
I gotta
Zing,
say
Mark.
that this design, just the tactile element of it and the use of the ball bearing and the magnets, it's so incredibly brilliant. Like, to come up with that concept and to bring it to life, you cannot, like, if you thought of a tactile watch, there's no other way that you could do this. And the fact that they thought of this and brought this to life blows my mind, because I would wear this too. I mean, to be able to just feel down and know exactly where everything, that it just sounds so absolutely cool. Have you actually had time to play with this hands-on yet, Stephen?
Oh, I have, yeah. I actually bought one. I got it in the lovely black color. I got my wife a lovely white one, and
So cool.
she loves it as well. It's so nice. It's so, and the great thing is sometimes the ball bearings do come off the track a little bit. They kind of lose track, especially if you're feeling your way around. But you just shake your wrist, they go right back and snap back to the right time. So you can easily find the time. But like you say, this is something that can really benefit anybody. It's not a product that's designed for blind people. It's a product designed for everybody. It's a style. It's a style icon thing. But it happens to be really accessible as well, which is fabulous.
So Ray-Ban and Meta came out with the Ray-Ban Wayfarer glasses with Meta. They were announced earlier this year at Facebook's or Meta's developers conference. Second generation of these glasses that have Meta smarts on board. They're a beautiful traditional Ray-Ban Wayfarer design, no real big added bulk, a downwards firing speaker that go right into your ear that even if you're blasting music or having a phone call, no one next to you is really going to get annoyed with it. They come in both options as regular glasses, so you can actually get lenses that are prescription. They even come with glasses that actually transition to sunglasses when you walk outside. Of course, you can buy the traditional sunglasses. I bring up the Wayfarers because those are the ones that I ordered, but they have different styles as well that are available, and they start at $369. You, of course, can connect your smartphone to it. You can use for private talking. You can obviously use the smarts on board to be able to ask it questions like, what time is it? What's on your calendar, et cetera, et cetera. They're adding the capability of streaming to Instagram, I believe, just early in 2024. Right now, you can take photos in beautiful, beautiful, stunning photos. They're actually quite good with the camera on board, as well as actual video. You can actually take video of stuff that's going on around you. And the streaming is going to be interesting because you'll be able to stream live to Instagram and Facebook. Imagine you're on a go-kart or you're skiing or you're doing some kind of activity where you're moving. The first person point of view is going to be really cool. And you know what? They're stylish sunglasses and glasses at the end of the day. So anybody out there who might, be looking for a new pair of sunglasses or glasses, these are a pretty good option. And Stephen and Sean, I could see both of you wearing these instead of those Bose frames that you used to have.
How dare you? They're parts of my uniform, having audio sunglasses. But the addition of a camera really opens this up. And of course, I'm forever thinking, where could this lead? Because streaming and taking photos and videos, all very accessible, all very hands-free, very nice. But what about if this opened up to other assistive apps, such as Be My Eyes or Ira? Then these take on a completely different form. These are very interesting.
Yeah, no, I think that we can definitely see those features coming down the road. I think for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that it's like Tech Global this week. Meta were there, right? And you'd be interested to see now they're getting into that conversation and into that space. Who knows? This might be coming down the track.
Yeah. Gentlemen, we've discussed this off the air. We've had this conversation before. And sometimes you want to shop for people that are younger, in the younger generation. What are kids these days into, right? And we don't actually know the answer to this question because we're not in their shoes anymore. We're far older than they are. So rather than us pretending here that we know, we actually sought out, Stephen, one of the nation's foremost experts on this subject.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah, he wasn't available. So instead, we reached out to our buddy, Ollie Acosta-Pickering in Ottawa, and asked if he wanted to act as like an Access Tech Live correspondent. Lucky for us, he jumped at the chance to revisit with some of his friends at the CNIB in Lansdowne Park and see what they wanted for the holidays. Ollie?
Hello, my name is Ollie Acosta-Pickering, and I am in Ottawa at the CNIB Lansdowne Hub, here to ask some of my friends and CNIB members about what they want for the holidays. Now, let's go. Okay, let's start with the first person today. Hello, what is your name?
Caleb Campbell.
And what do you hope to do and to get for the holidays?
I hope to visit my grandma because she always gets me stuff I want. And speaking of stuff I want, I am hoping to get some wooden trains for the holidays so I can start a wooden train rail fanning series on my YouTube channel.
That's really cool. What is your favorite thing about the holidays?
Like I said, visiting my grandma and, of course, getting presents.
So we have our next friend here. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Connor Norris.
Where are you hoping to go for the holidays?
After Christmas, I am going to be at a cottage with my family.
Nice. And what do you want to get for the holidays?
Well, I know one of my cousins named Caroline, that's on my mom's side. She has a Lego set involving an ambulance, so I like that. And obviously, they need to sled with my cousins. I need a sled, so I'd like that.
How do you feel about the holidays? Do you like them?
Yes, I really do like the holidays. It makes me very happy because I get to see my family and just relax and enjoy myself.
Nice. Thank you for your time, Connor. What is your name?
My name is Sophia.
And where are you hoping to go for the holidays?
I'm actually hoping just to stay home because all my family is here, and I'm really looking forward to spending time with them during the holidays.
Nice. And what are you hoping to get for the holidays, like presents?
Okay, so to be honest, I really want cash because I'm kind of broke. And I also want gift cards to like Sephora and Shoppers Drug Mart and maybe Indigo and Starbucks. And also, I'm hoping to get some like new makeup products to try.
How do the holidays make you feel?
The holidays make me feel really happy and excited because I like spending time with my family and like decorating, and I also like getting presents. But to be fair, who doesn't like getting presents?
Yeah, I know I do. It has been a wonderful time here at the Lansdowne CNIB Hub in Ottawa. I hope you all have a happy holidays. My hope for the holidays is that I can play as much hockey as I want with my friends in the outdoor rinks. Also, I'm hoping to have a nice Christmas with my family and dog and cat. This is Oliver Acosta Pickering reporting live. Back to you, Stephen and Mark at the studio.
Hey, thank you, Ollie, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday time too. I got to say, not much mention of tech there, Mark. I think the best response in there had to be cash. I want cold, hard cash. That person was echoing my sentiments there.
Listen, Stephen, it's not all about tech. Sometimes you got to go a little bit analog. I'm sure there was a gift idea there or two that Sean would enjoy. I mean, who wouldn't love some makeup, Sean, right? I mean, you can get some shine off that forehead there. Actually, Sean, before we take a break, I want to ask you, is there anything on the list that you've actually like written down and said, I need to get that for somebody? Like, are we accomplishing our mission here?
Oh, of course you are. No, honestly, the AirTags are always a great gift because they are incredibly useful. It doesn't matter if you're visually impaired or not. People are always losing things. And these things you can attach to anything, basically, key rings or remote controls, or even just throw them into a bag. They are really useful.
It's hard. Listen, you got to find things from all these price points, right, Stephen, and figure out what could possibly match for everybody. There is an idea for everybody out there. I promise there's a tech idea for people out there.
Yeah, I just want to say, I think what we should probably do is marry your ideas together, guys, because I'm thinking here, just from what you're both saying, I think we should put some of these AirTags into the pockets of all the friends that Mark is about to lose as a result of this show.
I don't want to find them again.
See where they all go.
I don't want to find them again. What are you talking about? Oh, Lord. Okay, so, if money wasn't an object, what would you want for the holidays? We're going to be obviously fielding the answers. But I got to say that, Stuart wrote in and said that he wants a private jet. Okay, I think that's pushing it just a little bit, Stuart. I don't know but I didn't, the whole money isn't an object thing. Rosie from the Jetsons, that was my favorite, I think. So thank you to Wendy for that one, because But and you can still get involved if you want to let us know. There's still some time here, okay? You can hop onto the YouTube chat if you want to. You can reach out on social media. It is at Access Tech Live, of course. The email address, feedback@accesstechlive.com. As well, if money was an object, what would you want for the holidays? We've got more gift ideas, guys. Plus, we're going to do some rapid fire stuff because we have a list that's so long that we're not going to be able to get to it in this 1 hour. So let's take a quick break here. Thank you, Sean, for being here. Thank you, Stephen. We'll be back in a moment here on Access Tech Live.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back.
Michelle, we're still a minute.
The latest in tech and accessibility. This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Welcome back to the show. Okay, so we've tackled some of the lower cost items, some more mid-range items as well. Now it's time for the people you love. Oh, yes.
Oh, so that's like you, Stephen, like stuff to you by me.
This is... Well, let's get right into it. So, okay then, since you love me so much, what are you going to buy me this year?
I'm going to buy you a beautiful, I feel like Vanna White, TCL television. Okay, let's talk about TCL TVs for a second. Okay. I know a TV seems like a little bit of an outrageous larger gift for somebody, but think about this for a second, okay? You have cousins or nephews who are students who are in dorms, someone moving into a new home or apartment, for example. A TV is a must-have in your home. Like, you got to have that there. It's your center of your, the center of everything. People come over to watch the big game. You need a TV. TCL is a brand that honestly I was introduced to about 4 or 5 years ago. They're not like, they're not like this high-end Sony, Panasonic, expensive brand, but they make incredible 4K televisions that have incredible media player operating systems built in. So they make Roku versions, they make Google versions, which means that when you turn it on, you're right there into that ecosystem. So if you want to install apps like Netflix, if you want to install, Prime, et cetera, everything is right there. But here's the interesting part. We talk about, people we love. You can get these televisions and these 4K great quality televisions starting at $158. And I'm not saying $158 is going to be a 22-inch screen, Stephen. I'm talking about getting a nice 4K, 42-inch TV for $158 with Roku built in. That is value, my friend. And the person on the receiving end of that is going to be like, wow, you spent a lot of money and you deceived them, right, Sean?
Wow, you really hate people, Mark. This is great. TVs have become so affordable right now, right? The quality has gone up and the price has gone down. TV is a great call.
Yeah,
Listen,
I like the sound of this.
It's where I go.
And I love the fact, and I've got to say this as well, because of course one of the joys of TVs these days is you can buy that lower cost. And, for some people, they may not be too fussed about the way that you navigate the TV, because they may be hooking up a cable box, they might be hooking up an Apple TV or a Fire TV stick or whatever. So, the TV quality is important, but it is that price point that is so appealing, and you're getting the smarts built in. That's really cool.
John, what's on your list?
Oh, I want to talk about the Hable One. This is something that's really come up quite high in the Double Tap gift guide. Everyone loves this. So this is a very small, very portable Braille controller for your iPhone or Android phone. Now, you don't have to be a Braille expert to use this. I use it all the time, and I barely use Braille normally, but it's just so good for entering text. I know a little bit of grade 1. Entering text is much faster than the on-screen keyboard, but more than that, you can use this to interact, navigate, and control virtually every aspect of your smartphone. Keep it in your pocket, simply have the Hable One controller in your hand, and you can pretty much do anything. It really is amazing. I don't know how they did it, but they made it just so usable and so easy to pick up and learn. There's a lot of tutorials on their website, and $199, a bit of a considered purchase, but believe me, it's just great.
It is great. And I think what's so cool about this device is the fact that, like you say, you're not that into Braille, yet you bought one. And this is something I'm hearing from a lot of people who've got this, because ultimately it's the ability to control the smartphone with it that's really appealing to people. So yeah, you can have this, you can use it to navigate your device by some very simple commands, and then at the same time you can begin the process of learning Braille. So you're kind of learning Braille by proxy. That's what I love about this. It's so cool.
I am Hable, by the way, .com, the website, if you want to check that out.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Hable, like table, but with an H. It's very, very good. Check it out.
Stephen, you've got a computer on the list. Is that like something I'm getting?
You never know, right? I mean, it's highly unlikely, obviously, but this is actually something I got myself this year. So I've been in the market for a new computer, and I was thinking a new laptop computer, and I thought we should really add one into this guide here, because everyone's always interested in what new computer they should get. And I looked at the new MacBook Pros, and I thought, because everyone knows I'm an Apple guy, so I thought, hey, new MacBook Pro, space black, really nice, really sexy. Do I need it though? That's the challenge. Do I really need it? And the answer, I don't think, is yes. So I decided to opt instead for the 15-inch MacBook Air with the M2 processor. I say this in the week that there are rumors of an M3 MacBook Air going to launch in February. But we'll just park that for a second, because, I think this is possibly my favorite laptop of all the range of MacBooks that are out there at the moment. Now, like I say, Space Black is nice, and the latest M3 processors all sound lovely as well, and they're really fast. But you've got to ask yourself what you need. And of course, think about the cost as well. These are really expensive pieces of kit. The question I asked myself this year is, do I really need all that? And the answer is no. So I got this 15-inch MacBook Pro, M2 processor, midnight blue. Yes, it is covered in fingerprints, guys, but they're my fingerprints, and that's the important thing. Now, it is fast. The screen is big and bright if you needed that. And for me, and this is the weirdest thing about this, the speakers, in comparison to the 13-inch MacBook Air, are so much better, so much bigger, so much louder. A major improvement on that 13-inch version. Pricing there starts at $1749. It's still a considered purchase, of course, but I think it is that perfect balance between spending a ridiculous amount of money on a Pro MacBook that you may never even need the power of, and the really cheaper and much cheaper MacBook Air M1 that is the entry level, or of course the Mac Mini if you're looking for a desktop as well in the Apple range. So it's a good piece of kit to buy, and it's fairly budget conscious.
I gotta say, I'm on the fence here, because I even had this not argument. I asked my wife. I said, "Is it unreasonable to want a new MacBook because it's available in a new color?" And I'm not gonna lie, guys. No one has told me no.
No,
Everybody's
I can't say no.
said no. That's totally reasonable. I think you should go get a new computer for $2,000 because there's a new color available. I think I'm waiting for someone to tell me not to do it, but it hasn't happened yet.
No, and you're not going to get me telling you that, I'll tell you. I know Sean. Well, I know one person who will. Sean Priest will definitely say that, because he's never buying one of these.
Yes, that's very, very true. A great piece of kit, but it's one of those if price was no object for me. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. You see, there you go. And that brings up the perfect, the question of the day. There's a couple other answers I wanted to throw in there. Someone wrote in, Marc Francois wrote a holodeck. He wants a holodeck for the holidays. And the other one, a particle accelerator. I like those two options as well.
Wow,
okay, you know what?
Okay.
We're running out of time here. Okay. We're running out of time. I want to do some rapid fire because there's things on the list that we know we wanted to get in and we didn't know how we're going to have time for all of it. So let's try this rapid fire. We'll go back and forth and give kind of like our top 10 or so here in no particular order. Right, Stephen?
Okay, let's go. So first up, let me throw in, how about OtterBox phone cases? I say this because it's OtterBox phone cases I use. And if you're getting a new smartphone this year, you want to make sure it's protected properly with a good and hard-wearing phone case. So they start roughly around $20. They go all the way up to $100, depending on what kind of style you go for. They're available for a wide range of smartphones, both Android and Apple.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about Lutron. Lutron makes the Cassetta wireless smart lighting kit. Okay, this is a great way if you're on the fence and you want to get in to the smart home ecosystem or you know somebody who does. For $69, you get yourself a dimmer switch, you get a remote so you can control that switch from somewhere else, and you get the hub. So it means that you're starting off in the smart home ecosystem in the right way. And you can then add on switches, add on sensors, and add on tons of stuff down the road. And you are well on your way to building the smart home of your dreams. Sean, what about you?
Very cool. I'm going with the FireMax 11 tablet. Amazon tablets are great, very affordable and very powerful, but this one in particular, because it features an accessibility feature called eye gaze. For anyone who has problems using a touch screen, you can use eye tracking on this one. Very, very nice.
Okay, I'm going to mention the Beats Fit Pro wireless. I mean, if you want the best sound for the best bang for your buck, this is a great opportunity to get these headphones. Again, starting at a price of, under $400, definitely go out and get them. Stephen?
Okay, how about this one from OpenCom, or from the company Shocks, I should say, OpenCom headset. This is a bone conduction headset, meaning the sound isn't going directly into your ear, but actually traveling via your cheekbone into your brain. It's incredible. And it means you can still hear the kids while they're running about doing who knows what, and while you are keeping on top of that Teams meeting as well. The price is $209, $210, wherever you get them.
Okay. Kensington. This is a brand that I've started to really fall in love with. They're big into ergonomics, but they make a really cool compact keyboard called the Kensington Multi-Device Dual Wireless Compact Keyboard. If you travel and you want to bring a keyboard that's bigger than the one built into your laptop, this is a great option. It runs on traditional AA batteries. It's compatible with multiple devices. So you can use it for your laptop. You can use it for a desktop, iOS devices, Android, PC, Mac, no matter what you want, for only $39.99.
Wow.
Bargain. And this one is a gift from me. I would buy myself. It is, and I have done, the MX Keys keyboard from Logitech. I absolutely love this. It's a solid, full-size keyboard, all the keys where you would expect them, which is not always standard these days. It's coming in at around $149, but well worth the money. It's amazing.
Yeah, Stephen and I both have those, and we love those keyboards. I've got another one from Kensington. This is another headset. This is a great office-type headset, like I'd say communication headset. It's the H3000 Bluetooth over-ear headset from Kensington. Listen, great sound, great price, just $139.99. Anybody working from home who needs to communicate, whether it's on FaceTime, on Teams, on Zoom, this is a perfect headset for what you need.
Now, you mentioned keyboards, and this is one that I think is really worth having. If you struggle to find those keys on the keyboard, maybe you're not a touch typist and you struggle to move around the keyboard, maybe you're low vision, you struggle to see the lettering on the keys, how about the Surface Adaptive Kit? This lets you identify critical keys through touch, as well as matching those ports and cables as well. So you can actually line up a USB port or a VGA port. VGA, goodness me, that's aging me. HDMI, let's go there. It's roughly about $25 is the price of that. Sean, what about fun at home?
Oh, I'm against it. But if you're adamant to have fun at home, they can't beat Lego. I used to use Lego as a kid, but now there's a new twist with the Lego Braille bricks. These are fantastic. All the fun of Lego with the addition of some Braille labels, so visually impaired people can get involved as well. absolutely fantastic. Not just for kids. I'm going to say it. I want these.
Yeah.
For big kids too,
I
Sean.
agree.
For big kids too.
Yes, exactly.
Sean Priest, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and thank you for your lovely gift ideas. Of course, people can find you on the Sean of the Shed, an AMI original podcast over on YouTube, and of course, all your podcast providers, and of course, every single day alongside Stephen Scott on the Double Tap Daily podcast. Thank you for being here. When we come back from a quick break, the answer to the question of the day. Stick around.
We want to hear from you. Follow us on social media and get involved at Access Tech Live. We'll be right back. The latest in tech and accessibility. This is Access Tech Live with Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo.
Welcome back to the final segment of Access Tech Live. Now, our question of the day this week was, if money wasn't an object, what tech would you want for the holidays? Wow, it's a great question, Mark.
It is.
What are the responses?
I mean, we got tons of responses. I mean, some that we're going to throw up on the screen here. Jenny writes, does a heat pump count? I finally invested in the new Apple M2, but also really need a new iPad with a case and a keyboard. Thanks for letting Santa know. Okay, tell Santa, just keep note of that. Lauren writes, an ultra-wide monitor. That's always a good option, I think, as well.
Oh, yeah.
Leanne writes, Apple Watch. That's always a fun one as well.
Someone had to say it.
It was going to come eventually, right? Rosita writes, I think if money were no object, I'd probably go for an Orcam, my eye, and a pair of bone-conducting Bluetooth headphones, maybe the Aftershocks. It would increase my access to data information that is readily accessed by an individual with sight loss. It would remove a lot of the guesswork. Very cool idea. Alan writes on Twitter or X. We're not calling it Twitter anymore. We're officially X now.
No, it's definitely X nowadays, yep.
Oh, it's okay. A TARDIS. But would it be accessible with the screen reader? That is a very, very good question. I don't have the answer
Accessible TARDIS.
to that.
Yeah.
An accessible TARDIS. I have some other ones as well on Facebook. A Tesla. Tara writes a Tesla here. Brian wrote us he wants a PS5. Those aren't as hard to come by anymore. I think they're readily available. I remember going into various stores and they all have these signs on the wall saying PS5 now available, PS5 now available. I think the days, Stephen, of hunting down for like a rare Furby or a Barbie are just done with. I think we're actually not going to be chasing gifts anymore.
No, because everyone wants an app these days, don't they? If you buy a voucher for something, it's all digitally downloaded. Or cash, yeah, which is my favorite response, I have to say. Favorite response.
So what's your answer to the question? If money was no object, what would you want?
Do you know what? I'd buy myself a new Braille display, and I'm looking at the HumanWare BI20X Braille display. Okay. I'm saying that, I'm putting that out into the ether. Maybe someone will hear that and respond like Santa.
You see, you just went full circle because I realized you talked about the fact that you set off your watch earlier on in the show, and it alerted everybody that you love, all your emergency contacts, minus me, of course. But I know what you just did. You actually did that intentionally to make sure they're watching the show. And now it came full circle, and you decided to tell them what you want. Well, well done,
all part of my evil,
Mr. Scott.
All part of my evil holiday gift guide plans, Mark.
Oh, well done, well done. Well, thank you for your ideas and your contributions at home. Thank you, of course, to Sean Priest for joining us. You could find him daily on the Double Tap podcast with yourself, Stephen. And of course, thank you to our newest representative, Ollie Acosta Pickering, for joining us this week. Yeah, check us out on YouTube and, of course, AMI Plus. Thank you for being good this week on Access Tech Live.
Thanks for tuning in to Access Tech Live. Follow us online at all social media at Access Tech Live. Email us feedback at accesstechlive.com. Hosted by Stephen Scott in Glasgow and Marc Aflalo in Montreal. Written by Stephen Scott and Marc Aflalo. Live show director, Anastasia Spalding Stenhouse. Technical director, Caitlin Robinson. Audio, Jordan Mulgrave. Live graphics and playback, Kingsley Juco. Graphics coordinator, Eliza Rocco. Integrated described video specialist, M. Williams. Supervising producer, Michelle Dudas. Copyright 2023, Accessible Media, Inc.
An AMI original production.